everyone. Today I'm going to be giving you another little Disney story time for Veda. Today I'm going to basically be talking about how I've went from loving Frozen to not loving it so much to loving it again and just kind of going through that pattern with Frozen. I remember seeing it in theaters with my sister, and of course we both loved it so much. I can definitely relate to it because of the whole sister thing and everything. Um, of course, I think all sister relationships throughout the world can relate to Anna and Elsa in some way at least. I know it's not for everyone, even though it is really overhyped, and it became one of Disney's biggest films recently, if not the biggest film to come from Disney lately. I do understand why, because of the whole true love thing being between sisters and not romantic love, but they have done that before, mainly with Lilo and Stitch, because they show the relationship between Nani and Lilo and that sister bond. And I kind of think they're a better example of a sister relationship. Mainly, I guess, because of all the things Nani goes through to take care of Lilo and everything, especially after their parents died and everything. So they're also a sister relationship who have lost their parents, just like Anna and Elsa. But as you notice, I think Nani's more responsible older sister than Elsa was, because Elsa just kind of cowered in her room because of her ice powers, which, yeah, that does make sense, because when you're born with something like that, you don't know how to control it, especially when it gets stronger the more you age. So, of course, that's kind of understandable, since Elsa didn't know what to do with her ice powers, and she just kept fearing them the more they got stronger. And Nani didn't really have ice powers, so of course, Nani doesn't have anything to worry about besides taking care of her little sister. But Anna and Elsa are a good sister duo, and they are lovable and everything, and I do love Frozen. I have kind of battled my love for Frozen, mainly because of its overratedness, in my opinion. I did love it from the start, and that love continued, but then I noticed it was like everywhere, and then I kind of got tired over it over the months and years, and I just got kind of tired of seeing it everywhere and everything, and how it kept being everywhere, even though other Disney movies were coming out, and yet they weren't getting the attention Frozen got. But of course, they weren't going to be the next Frozen, but I was kind of sad to see that the Disney movies I loved after Frozen weren't getting as much love and attention that I thought they should have, because I think Frozen was still overshadowing the other movies that were coming out. And that kind of made me sad to notice. So I kind of forgot about Frozen for a bit, or my love for it rather, and just focused on other Disney movies like Big Hero 6, Moana, Zootopia, etc., etc. And I was hoping that since Zootopia beat Frozen in opening weekend, I thought maybe Zootopia would become the next Frozen, but it kind of didn't really become that. But, I mean, I guess that's fine, but, like, I thought Zootopia was gonna be that next Frozen since it beat it, but oh well, what can you do? I do love seeing that Moana is getting a lot of recognition and a lot of attention and love. And I'm glad that Moana is, very popular to this day, even though the movie came out over a year ago. And I love that Moana is getting a lot of attention now and everything. I know Moana's not on par with Frozen, but I do still love seeing Moana getting a lot of love. I am a bit sad and mad that they put Olaf's Frozen Adventure before Coco. That kind of made me a bit salty at Frozen and Disney, because they should not have put a 22-minute short before that movie, because when I went to go see it in my theater, the kids next to me were asking where Coco was during the Frozen short, because they really wanted to see Coco, and I felt sad for them because they thought they were in the wrong movie. And I can clearly understand why, because that short was way too long to put in front of Coco. Especially since it wasn't even Pixar. They should have put a Pixar short before Coco, because Coco is a Pixar movie. Like, why didn't they do that? I don't understand why they thought it was a good idea. I know they were planning for it to just be a limited release in theaters and only have the short for a number amount of time, and that they were going to take it out originally, but of course they took it out either way because of the complaints and everything. And then they put it on TV, which I felt was more suitable because I noticed it felt more like a TV special rather than a short before a movie in theaters. But I guess they wanted to put it in theaters for a limited time. And of course, that confused people who wanted to go see Coco and thought they were seeing Frozen instead. But I've come to terms with the fact that I do still love Frozen to this day, even though I do think it is overrated and overhyped. And people who are Disney fans but only see Frozen and everything need to open their eyes and see other Disney films, because like a lot of people obsess over Frozen but they don't give other Disney movies a chance because they think, oh, it's not as good as Frozen. But I think they should give other Disney movies a chance because I love Disney and almost everything about Disney. I love a bunch of films by Disney and everything, and yes, Frozen is one of them. So I guess I can't just let it go. So I will always love Frozen because I relate to the characters, I relate to the sister bond and everything. So I can't not love Frozen. So that's my story about Frozen, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another Veda. Bye!